Good day, folks, and welcome to another Let's Play. Today I'm going to start off, hopefully, a series of games that I'd like to show you. It's one of these games that hasn't been so much around the globe, really. It has been translated into different languages, as you can see, for example, into English. Hooray! But originally, it came out from good old Germany. This series of games was produced by a game developer called Piranha Bytes, and in 2001 they made the first game of this series called simply Gothic. They made a sequel out of that called Gothic 2, and a sequel out of that called Gothic 3. And then they lost the rights to Joe Wood, who made a fourth game in conjunction with Spellbound. It was called then Arcania, a Gothic tale. I suppose Arcania is more or less a game that you might have heard of because it was in different art styles for US and for Europe, so you could change that a little bit. And yeah, I think that is an interesting idea. So, Gothic, what made it so special? Well, it was one of the games, and hold on a second. Right, people on Skype getting the nerve out of me, so that's closed now. So, where we are? Oh yes, Gothic. What made it so special? Well, the game itself, actually, is a very distinct role-play game. It has some elements that you have probably never seen before in any kind of role-play game or likes. So, it basically had no mouse control before the initial release, like maybe a week or 2 weeks before that. So you will notice that the control scheme is a little bit different to what you might be used to. They changed that a lot for the second game, which I'm very, very glad of, because the second game is one of the best games I've ever played in the roleplay genre. So we're going to take a look at Gothic, and hopefully I'll be able to transfer the intro video to this LP. If not, then well, we'll see how we're gonna deal with that, because it's a big file. And with that I mean BIK. And for some reason it doesn't record on Fraps. So I have no measure of recording that in-game. But I'll try to add it in later. And if there is no intro video, because I cannot get it done to an AVI, I just have to explain things along the way. But for now, let's actually start a new game, because we are the Nameless One. Hands up! Who hasn't heard that before? No, seriously, we don't have a name in this game. We just are the nameless dude, the adventurer, the hero, the one who saves the colony from any possible, well, dangers or problems. We don't have a name. You can choose your own name if you like, but the game never tells you your own name, unfortunately. Neither in Gothic 1, nor in Gothic 2, nor in Gothic 3, nor in Arcania, I believe. Besides, Arcania is a different game, you play a different hero, so that's not really in there anyway. So, yeah, we're gonna start Gothic. We'll see what we can do here. So, I'll see you in game.
The kingdom of Murtana, united by King Robar II. During the long years of his reign, he was able to defeat all foes of his realm. All except one. Against the orcs took its toll, and the prisoners of the realm were to pay the price. The king needed swords for his army, and every man guilty of a crime, no matter how insignificant, was forced to work in the ore mines of Corinus. To make it impossible for them to escape, the king sent out the best magicians of the kingdom to create a magic barrier around the entire valley. I was one of them. Something disturbed the delicate structure of magic. We were trapped inside our own barrier. 1 second of negligence was enough for the prisoners. Corinus was now under the control of the convicts. The king had no choice. He had to negotiate. He needed the ore. Month after month, the king supplied everything the prisoners needed. Month after month, they brought the ore to the edge of the barrier in exchange. Until the present day, another convict was brought to the cliff. He did not know, but he would change everything.
In the name of King Robar II, bearer of the scepter of Verant, I sentence this convict to...
Stop! Convict, I've got an offer to make you. This letter must reach the leader of the Magicians of Fire.
You're wasting your time.
You may choose your own reward. They'll give you anything you ask for.
Very well, I'll take your letter. On one condition. Spare me the rest of his nonsense.
How dare you!
Keep silent. Right, send him in.
Welcome to the colony.
That's enough. Leave him alone. And now scram. Get up. I'm Diego.
I'm
not interested in who you are. You've just arrived. I look after the new arrivals. That's all for now. If you plan to stay alive for a while, you should talk to me. But of course, I won't keep you from choosing your own destruction. Well, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I think that we now know a little bit more about our main character. He's a prisoner. For some reason I didn't start that up. Just hang on. There we go. So, he's a prisoner, and he was thrown into this prisoner colony with well less one goal. Bring that ladder to the fire mages. And that's what we're trying to do. However, we were bullied by one of the, well, let's say, inmates of this colony, and smacked in the face. So we're lying flat down, and this guy here, called Diego, is going to help us. For whatever reason. Well, we're gonna find that out.
Why did you help me?
Because you needed help. Otherwise, Bullet and his boys might have killed you. And I couldn't just stand by and watch, because I came all this way to make a suggestion.
A suggestion?
Really?
Yes. After this little incident with Bullet and his guys, you should be aware now that you need protection. Everyone who arrives here has a choice. There are 3 camps in the colony, and you'll have to join one of them. I'm here to show the new ones that the old camp is the best place for them.
Well, so we have Bullet the Bully. Really? Creative name, isn't it? Now, Diego makes us a suggestion, more or less telling us, okay, there are 3 different camps in this place. The first one is the old camp, which he belongs to. The second one is the new camp, and the third one are the guys in the swamp, which I'm not currently sure how that is said in English, so we'll find the name out of the third camp eventually. But where's this Bullet now?
Where's Bullet now?
He and the others bring the goods from the outside world into the camp. You'll find him there. But if you plan to fight him, be careful. He's an experienced warrior.
Oh yes, he definitely is. He puts his fist into new arrivals' faces, that's what he does. He can't be such great of a fighter. But alright, what do we need to know about this place?
What do I need to know about this place?
We call it the colony.
Really?
You'll know already that we produce ore for the king.
Yep.
Well, at least we do, in the old camp. There are 3 camps within the barrier. The old camp is the biggest, and it was the first.
Alright, how get to
How
old
do I
camp?
get to the old camp?
You just follow this path. The old camp is the next reasonably safe-looking place you'll come across. There are a lot of wild beasts between the camps. You'd be mad to walk around without a weapon.
Alright, so where do we get a weapon, maybe?
Where do I get a weapon?
When you get to the old mine, have a look around. I'm sure you'll find something useful.
Now
The
that
mine
sounds
is easy
great.
to find. It's just a few meters along the canyon.
Alright, so maybe you can tell me something about that letter.
I have a letter for the High Magician of the Circle of Fire.
Really?
I was given it by a mage shortly before they threw me in here.
You're lucky I can't afford to show my face around the mages anymore. Anyone else would gladly slit your throat for that letter. That's because the mages pay their couriers a lot, and most people here don't have anything. If I were you, I'd shut up until I met one of the mages. Although in your situation, that's not likely to happen.
Why not?
Yeah.
The mages are in the castle in the old camp. Only Gomez's people are allowed to enter the castle.
Gomez's people. Alright, who's Gomez?
Who's
then?
Gomez?
Gomez is the most powerful ore baron. He's the boss of the old camp, the most powerful man in the colony.
Okay. Let's just say I want to join the old camp. What do I need to
Let's
do?
assume I want to join his people. What do I need to do?
At the gate of the castle, you'll find a man called Thoris. Tell him Diego sent you.
Well, that's easy enough. Okay, so I'm going to the guy named Thoris. Tell him, hey, well, Diego sent me, so they let him in. Well, that's easy enough.
Thanks for your help.
We'll meet in the old camp.
I'm sure of that. Welcome to the colony, Chapter 1. Yes, this game is divided into chapters, and the first one will be this one, getting to know the colony and getting around here a little bit. So the control schemes are actually pretty straightforward, although there hasn't been really mouse implementation before. You can turn around with your mouse, walk with WSAD, and that's okay. But picking up stuff, for example this torch, you just can't click left or anything, you have to click left and push forward with the W key. Yes, it's very annoying as that, but you can't really change that. It is like it is. So we're going here collecting things. And I must warn you here already that if you see something like... come on. This. If it's blue magic around you, you're standing very close to the edge of the barrier. And if you go further than that, I'm going to demonstrate what will happen. This will happen. You die. So don't do that. Right. Now, going back to the actual game. We're not going to let ourselves die, of course, in the first minute. At least not forcefully. So, we're going to pick up the ore nugget, which is the currency in this place, so it's more or less the gold. And, of course, a nice cold Rancy beer. Alright. Now, we have no weapons at this point. We have no money but this one ore nugget that we just found, and with that you can't really do a lot. So we're going to walk along this path here, and while we're fighting and exploring the first few areas, I'm going to explain a few things. But right now I want to get up there to these two dudes and talk to them, because information is a very, very interesting and very needed point of this game at the beginning. Anyway, let's talk to Ori. What are you doing here?
Making sure no one gets near the exchange place, especially one of those cutthroats from the new camp. You're the new guy they chucked in today, right?
Yup.
That's me.
Then you'd better watch out for the guys from the new camp. I work for the old camp, same as the others you saw at the exchange place. I assume you've talked to Diego.
Yeah, why should I lie about that?
Yes,
did.
I have.
Good. Then you know what's what around here.
Kind of. So basically, you can tell the faction by looking at their clothes. The old camp guys normally have red uniforms, the new camp one have blue uniforms, and the ones in the sewers, swamps, have normally green uniforms, or kind of green, with a little of brown in it. So, why do you watch from
Why
the
do I
new
have to watch out
guys?
for the guys from the new camp?
Compared to the new camp, the old camp's a quiet, peaceful sort of place.
Oh, it is,
The new
I'm
camp
sure.
doesn't get any deliveries from the outside world. Most of the rogues there just steal whatever they need.
And the old
And the
camp?
old camp?
The ore barons have everything under control. Next in line to them are the guards, followed by the shadows. The diggers are the lowest.
So right now
Everyone
we're
who
digger.
arrives here starts out as a digger. If you want to become something better than that, you'll have to get accepted as a shadow first.
Alright. Yeah, what about that dude,
When
by
I
the
was
way?
washed ashore, one of the guys punched me in the face.
They do that to all the newcomers. They call it standing godfather.
Oh, are all the guys like that in the old camp?
We do have a few suckers, but they won't touch you as long as you pay them protection money.
Oh, so that's why it's so peaceful in the old camp, eh? Protection money? Well, you disgust me already.
I saw a woman being sent down with the goods.
Yeah, what about her?
The ore barons get everything they want.
Do you mean to say the king exchanges women for ore?
They're convicted criminals too, of course. But if Gomez hadn't asked for them, they'd be sitting in some dungeon or other. I'm not sure what's worse.
That's true, actually.
I'm looking for a weapon.
There should be some old weapons by the derelict mine, further down the canyon. But don't go and start a war with nothing but a rusty pickaxe for a weapon. Those things are slow and heavy. An inexperienced fighter should never use one of them, unless it's an emergency.
And it's not an emergency yet.
You'd better make sure you reach the old camp in one piece.
Yep, but I don't have a straw hat, so that's a bummer. What about you?
How's it going?
Good. None of the rogues from the new camp are to be seen anywhere.
Alright, you're not very talkative, but let's go down again, shall we? Right, I want to introduce you to the combat system now. There are only a few things I'd like to show you before I'm going to end this video, but first off let's pick up the blueberries, which are red. And let's fight this meat bug. To enter fighting mode, press space, and then go towards your enemy and, well, punch him in the face at this point, because besides I want to turn around actually. There we go. One meat bug dead. To loot, same thing. Press left mouse button, push forward, and to transfer items from the left side to your actual inventory, hold left mouse button and press right. Or left, depending on what you actually want to do. Right, second meat bug. Needs to die. Yep, we're not very good at fist fighting, that's for sure. Right. Some more blueberries here. And an arrow even. Not bad. A tumbler. And what is a good role-playing game without chests? So, same thing, just press left and push forward. And transfer all the stuffs. Hey, a pick lock. Wait, what? A pick lock? Okay, well, I suppose you can sometimes change these things around. It's not a lockpick, it's a pick lock. I wonder what's the difference though. Probably nothing. Right, now some more blueberries here. And another one. And I seem to see a pickaxe here. Our first weapon for the day. A pickaxe. And with that, we are going to walk over here onto this bridge. By the way, this is the furthest you can see in this game. If you have decent hardware at that point, in 2001, then you will probably have lag all over the place when you have that far sight on. So, not here today, of course. No, not load. I want to save. Because I want to save before I'm going to fight this thing. Right, open up your inventory, press tab, and move around with A and D until you find what you want. In this case we want to find our weapon, then press left mouse button, press forward to equip the weapon. Now to draw a weapon you can either press 1 or 2, because 1 is for melee weapon and 2 is for ranged weapon. Now I want to kill this mole right over there. The fighting system, I'm going to pause here for a second. The fighting system is pretty straightforward actually. Once the enemy is in sight of you and aggroes on you, so to speak, it's going to make noises like, I don't know, opening its mouth and screaming, and maybe doing some high-pitched voice or anything like that. And it's doing that about 2 or 3 times in a row, and then it's going to attack you, just like we're going to see right here. It's once, twice, thrice, and attack me. Right, to fight it's the same thing. Press forward and then use your mouse to actually hold on that target. And that's the first enemy down. A juvenile Morad. Gets some meat, which can be cooked later into, well, baked meat, so to speak. And rice schnapps. Wonderful. Rice schnapps is actually one of the more valuable goods in the beginning, so it can be sold for, like, I believe, like 30 ore. So you shouldn't drink that, but you should definitely keep an eye out for anything like that. Right, I'm just going to go up this ledge. And once I open the chest up here, I'm going to save. And then I will see you in the next episode, actually. Because I want to have the fight on top of this ledge a little later. Because it probably will take a few tries to do that. So you can actually go up here. And that's something that most people may not know when they play the game for the first time. You can get a few extra experience points if you go up here first. And you can get a Serapis there. It's just a flower which can restore HP. So up here is a scavenger to the right hand side, and some mole rats on the left hand side. But what we want to do first, before we fight them, is to equip our new sword, which does, incidentally, 10 damage instead of 7. However, you should notice that even this sword is going to be carried with 2 hands for the time being. That is because we're not trained in skills at this point. And next episode, I'm going to explain the skill system, and probably a few other things along the way. So, I will see you next episode.